very, very warm welcome to the France Buying Guys YouTube presentation. Well, I'm often asked about France and which areas are the best to choose to come to live in or to buy a second home in. And of course, I think one forgets that France is actually a huge country, offering huge space with varied landscapes wherever you go. On average, there are 395 square people per square kilometre in the UK compared to about 111 in France. That gives you some idea of how much more space there is per person over here. Looking at the areas, you really do have such a big choice. My sort of top four areas, I think, which are good options to look at buying in, are the Limousin, which is still pretty much the cheapest area of France, but lovely. The Languedoc-Roussillon, which is where we are, down in the south. The Midi-Pyrénées, which is just north of the Languedoc-Roussillon, which is a beautiful green, hilly area, and also Brittany up north, if you prefer to be further north. Now, Limousin is really in the heart of France and has three departments. It has Creuse, Haute-Vienne, and the Corrèze. It's a lovely area, rich in history and tradition, with some really pretty villages, and you can get extremely good bargains there still. It's bordered by the Auvergne in the east, the Aquitaine and the Midi-Pyrénées in the south, and the Loire Valley in the north. Now you can get a property here for as little as 40 or 50,000, perhaps requiring some renovation. Also, of course, you can get at the top end something up to about 500,000 euros will buy you a superb place. It's really come into its own, the Limousin, and it's becoming increasingly more popular. It's quite close to the Dordogne, but much cheaper. Where we are down here, the Languedoc-Roussillon is in the far south of France, close to the border with Spain. It has about 300, so they say, I think it's true, 300 hours of sunshine per year. It's a lovely area, very, very friendly, a working area. The countryside is unspoilt, the coastline is well protected, and the whole region is interspersed with lovely old abbeys, ancient Cathar castles, and you've got the UNESCO World Heritage Sites of the Canal du Midi, and of Carcassonne, of course. The area is emerging now as a serious rival to its neighbour Provence, which is so much more expensive. It's not as cheap as it was, nowhere is, I'm afraid, but still, you can still get something in the region of 50 grand if you want to have a little bit of work to do with a small village house, going up at the other end of the scale to a couple of million for a Mediterranean villa with a pool and land near to the sea. Now, the Midi-Pyrénées is the largest region of France. It has 8 departments. It's often overlooked by those either stopping in the Dordogne or going straight down towards Spain. But it's a lovely area. I used to have a house up there. Great area in terms of gastronomy, natural reserves, water sports, etc. Property prices here vary from about 60 or 70,000 for a small cottage in a little hamlet or village, up to again over about 2 million for a chateau with land and perhaps separate annexes and buildings. Brittany, of course, is much further north. It's more populated than the previous areas, but it's great because it's pretty near to England, of course, and it has a nice climate. It's consistently popular, actually, with both French and English buyers. Lots of French people in Paris like to have a holiday home up in Brittany. Again, it's a land known for its legends and history, and it's got some lovely towns in it. It's easy access to the UK, of course, and it's still possible to buy somewhere here again for about 50,000. But again, at the other end of the scale, you can go as far as you want. So those would be my pick of the areas, but obviously it's down to you. As I say, France is such a big country. Depends what you like. You might do well to read our France Buying Guide, which has much more detail on all the areas. Well, that's it for this week from a very, very sunny and very, very warm Languedoc. Wish you well and speak to you soon. Bye bye.